What's up, guys? It is Tommy here from Saleslucky.com, and wanted to wish you guys happy holidays. It's the day after Thanksgiving today, so hope you guys had turkey and family time and all that. So today's article is about 9 superpowers that I got from being in sales. And you always hear about people saying how you should get into sales for at least a couple years because you'll learn a lot of good things that'll be applicable for the rest of your life, right? And I wanted to share 9 things that I've gotten out of sales, which means that anyone could really get out of sales um, as long as you decide to do it and things that are beneficial, okay? So um, numbers 1 and 2 are pretty tied together. So I said a sixth sense for motive or sensing people's motives and better understanding of myself and others. So both of these are fairly similar in that having been in sales for a while, you start to pick up people's motivations and the reason why people want to do things, because sales is really about just aligning people's intents and motives so that you can get everyone to win, right? So everyone gets what they want. And by being in sales, I've not only been able to get a better sense of people's motivations, but also I've been able to better understand myself and my own motivations for why I do things myself. And I think those two things are tied because as we better understand ourselves and the reasons why we want to do things, the better we're going to be able to see that in other people and understand what other people's motivations are. And again, at the end of the day, align them so that we can allow everyone to get what they want, which is allow everyone to win, right? That's the end goal. And really what sales is about. So the other thing that I really personally got out of sales is self-confidence. And I think it comes down to just developing skill in anything. But sales is one of those things where obviously you can use that in so many areas of your life, whether you're talking with friends, whether it might be a dating or it might be in a non-direct business or non-direct sales application but you're still in a business setting. It's so important because sales is just understanding people and working with people, and it really is influence, right? So this really helped me develop self-confidence because it wasn't an area where I was really strong in or I felt I had a lot of adequacy in, to where I worked on it and developed it. And because it's so used in such a wide variety of cases in our everyday lives, I feel like it's gave me a sense of self-confidence as I've been able to develop that skill set. The other, number 4, is an ability to navigate conversations. And this is really tied in with one of the other points on this, which I'll get into later, but it's the ability to drive conversations, navigate them, take them to where we want them to go, and it's a pretty cool skill to have. Number 5 is a comfort in engaging with people. You know, by nature of having to make tons of cold calls over and over and over and over again, you kind of get desensitized to just engaging and reaching out to people. It's just kind of like second nature. Whereas before, that might have been something that was, had maybe induced anxiety in people or got maybe people nervous about. Having been in sales for a while, I just feel like that's a strength of mine and I can just go in and do that. Again, that's super helpful in a situation where, let's say you see a pretty girl walking down the aisle or something and you want to go talk to her. You feel much more comfortable about doing something like that. Whereas a everyday person off the street might not be as comfortable doing something like that. Number 6 is an awareness that taking action equals results, because in sales, you're very much responsible for what you kill, quote unquote, what you sell, and you make commissions off that. So, large part of your compensation is commissions, if not all of it. And so you're very aware that what you do creates results, whereas a different 9-to-5 job might be where the person's just kind of sitting there and doing the minimum to get by, and they still get paid the same amount. In sales, you make what you kill. So very quickly you become aware that, hey, the more action that I take and the more effective I am, the more I'll be compensated, which is a great sense to have. Number 7 is a stronger ability to make shit happen, and it's really the ability to exactly that, make something happen. When situations aren't ideal, you have to go out there and get revenue and get deals, and building that muscle is incredibly important. You know, it's kind of like it is being more resourceful. Number 8 is an ability to listen to conversations in slow motion. So this is the other point that I had touched on previously, where by being in so many sales conversations, you begin to better understand like what there's only so many things that really happen in a conversation, right? Whether it's a question or someone's explaining themselves, telling a story, you become to be aware of what's happening in the conversation, and by having that kind of pattern recognition, you can then, you know, navigate that conversation better, as I had stated in an earlier point. So it's kind of like an ability to listen to conversations in slow motion. And I've got a, you know, gif of Neo ducking bullets there in slow motion in the Matrix. Number 9, the last point, is listening. And listening, I talk about a lot in this blog. It's just a key pillar of not just influence, but in communication, period. Understanding other people, you know, building trust and building rapport. Really understanding what people's pain points are and desires are, so you can ask better questions to help them see, you know, maybe where they need to go, or how they might need to change. So all these things, I felt like, have been things that have gotten stronger or more developed inside of me since I've been in sales, and obviously these are things that you can improve. You can you have that room to grow in it as well. These aren't fixed character traits. These are all skills that we can develop. So I want to make this quick article on 9 superpowers that I got from being in sales, and this is just an example of the benefits that can come from somebody being in sales. Because again, we always hear people say that, hey, you know, it'd be good if you spend a period of time in direct sales, because it'll just teach you so much. And I created this article just to illustrate some of the benefits that you could get from being in sales. So I hope that made sense, guys. I'll see you guys soon.